This is my review of the Z-Grills Smoker Model 702E. That was my old electric smoker. I was a bit frustrated when it broke. My smoker was shipped to my house for me to assemble. This helped with the price. As of March 2019, I was able to get this smoker for a total cost of $460 with free shipping. The smoker arrived very well packed and it is heavy, 132 pounds. You should consider having a helper if assembling yourself. This smoker came with a 3-year warranty, special instructions for the first time you fire it up, an owner's manual, and all the parts and tools you will need to assemble. That was really nice. The assembly instructions did have a few typos that could make you look twice to ensure you understood them correctly. Like here, it's supposed to be a fraction, not a quantity of 5. Seems obvious, but it could be confusing. There shouldn't be typos in the manual. The individual parts are sturdy, well built, and it came with a nice cover. The 702E does not use all stainless steel. I'm sure this helped keep the cost down, so I'm not going to complain. The drip pan and the heat shield have sharp edges, so be careful when handling those. Also, the protective tape on the drum was not easy to remove. This is not a deal breaker, but if you don't remove it carefully, you've just added 10 or 15 minutes to your build time to remove sticky tape residue from your smoker. Overall, I'm very happy with the quality and sturdiness of these parts. Now here's some things that I noticed when I assembled this smoker. The screws provided strip easily. While the instructions do mention not over tightening, I stripped one out with not a lot of effort. I'll take the blame on this one, but just note the screws are easy to strip. The smoker came with the exact number of parts needed. For instance, there are no extra washers, so be really careful as there are a lot of small parts that could be easily dropped. If you have any trouble at all with dexterity in your hands, you should consider having a helper. I have no trouble at all with my hands, and I was still a little nervous about dropping small parts. This was especially true while assembling the pellet feeder. If you drop anything in there, it will fall into the feeder mechanism, which could be a pain to remove. Z-Grills should really consider packing a few extra parts so that one mishap doesn't end up with a trip to your local hardware store. Overall, this smoker was easy to assemble. It took me just under an hour to complete. The smoker is sturdy. Personally, I think it's a good looking smoker. The provided cover is a nice fit. Now it's time to follow the special instructions and fire it up for the first time so I can start cooking. Only one problem. When I turned it on, I got an error code. This turned out to be a non-issue, but I'm mentioning it here because if you start this smoker on any setting other than shutdown cycle, you will get this error. After my little misunderstanding on how to use it, my smoker is smoking. The pellet bin holds a whole 20-pound bag of wood pellets with no problem. I'm using hickory for my first cook. Now I did notice that the smoker temperature fluctuates a lot. I have it set to 225, but it was running a little hot, even after 20 or 30 minutes. I'm used to more accurate temperature settings, but this is my first experience with a wood pellet smoker. I'm reserving final judgment on this smoker on if it produces wonderful tasting food. And it does. My smoked ribs turned out fantastic. I followed the recommendation of covering the drip tray with foil. I'm glad I did. My first attempt at using this smoker was a huge success. I am more than satisfied with this smoker. If that ever changes, I will update or remove this video. I hope this information was helpful.